Hello everyone. Last week I took a big step towards joining the US Army. I went through the MEPS process. Yes, you heard that right, MEPS. That's a military entrance processing station, and let me tell you, it was a fantastic experience. From the SWAB exam to the medical physical screening, it's a true process that really shows how serious the military is about who they accept. So, if you're thinking about joining the army, or you're just curious about how it all works, stick around because I'm going to break it all down for you. Let's start with Wednesday afternoon. I arrived at MAPS at around 2 p.m. The first thing you will notice is how strict their everything is. You go through airport level security. I'm talking bags on the counter and metal detectors and everything that you can't have scissors, you can have knives. You probably wonder who's gonna take a scissors or knife to MAPS. Well, there are actually a lot of people do that because some of the young high school kids, they just get off the school and go straight to the MAPS after school. So of course their school bag have scissors, have small knives, whatever they have inside of their bags. So that's the things that they check for. Once you're through security, you get a name tag. The name tag is your identity for the next 2 days. You have to wear it everywhere inside the building. And if you step out for any reason, like to grab a smoke at the designated smoking area, which you're allowed to, and you have to sign out and sign back in when you return. And yes, they do check every single time. And for smoking wise, I'm talking about vaping, cigarettes. You are not allowed to have anything illegal or weeds or anything that's not allowed. But smoke a cigarette or vaping, that's allowed and at the designated areas. Here's a quick story. While I was there, one guy forgot to sign out before stepping outside. So when it was his time for his physical screening, and they called it his name, and surprisingly, he wasn't there. And nobody knows where he went. Because if you sign out on that sheet, people know, oh, you step outside. But if you did not sign, nobody knows where you're at. So when he came back, and the surgeon just told him that, hey, you're disqualified today, and you have talked to your recruiter. Maybe get you sign up next week for MAPS again. So unfortunately, he has to go. That's a very unfortunate story. So when you are there, make sure you listen to what they're saying and then follow 100% of their policy. I'm talking about the most important thing is the SWAB exam. I'm pretty sure that every single one of them who wants to join military, you had that struggle moment with the SWAB exam. Now let's talk about the SWAB. The SWAB is called Armed Service Vocational Attitude Battery Test. It's basically your tickets into the military, and it determines what kind of job you are eligible for. And the test covers a tons of topics, from math and reading and mechanical and physics and electronics. It's like taking a mix of SAT or technical skill test. But it's a lot easier than that. Might advise study ahead of time. There are plenty of free practice tests online. And also you can buy, there's a book, it's called ASVAB, SVAB. You can just search on Amazon. It's pretty easy to find. It's only $22 and it's not that crazy expensive. I highly recommend. It has everything in it. For me, I'm just not an online person. If I have to use online to study for my exam, I don't usually focus that much. I get distracted a lot by a whole different website. But if I use a book, a textbook, I'm pretty old school, so I'm better that way to study for my exam. That's why I bought a whole study guide, a book from Amazon. It's a really nice book. It breaks down all the topics and also have at least 6 or 7 practice exams that's for you to study. For me, I only did like 2 practice exam, but I studied really hard with math and reading. The reason why I do that is because I'm really good at math. So I wanted to make it perfect because if if you know what you're good at, most people think, oh, I'm good at that. I don't have to study about that. I'm just focused on something else. That's not the wrong choice, but it's good. But if you think about another way is if you're already good at it, why not make it perfect? So you're getting more points from that section. You get what I mean? Because you're already good at it. So you study a little bit harder, and it's very easy for you to make it perfect. That's what I did. I'm good at math already now, but I still study really heavy with the math. So I get perfect score for my SVAB for the math sections. And for reading, I'm also pretty good at it. So and I did the same strategy. I study really hard and also get a perfect score for my SVAB exam. And for the stuff I know I'm not good at it, like mechanic, like cars, like English words, those kind of things, I know I'm horrible. So I also spend some time to study for it, but not a lot of time because how do I explain this? So if the things you know, you already know. If things you don't know, it takes a long, long time. You still may not know, but it's good to study for it. And oh, there's another section. It's I think it's for the graphic, like the charts that you connect all the charts. That's the last section of the ASVAB exam. That part, I highly recommend you do some practice exam before you go into the actual ASVAB, because for that section, it's really helpful for you if you did practice beforehand. So that section, it really works if you do practice. But for English word and for mechanical or electrical, those kind of things, that if you do like 2 or 3 times of practice exam, it may not help that much. You get what I mean? But if you do practice a lot, it may help you a little bit. So I highly recommend you focus on whatever you are good at first, and then focus on the last section for the graphic for one, and then come back, leave some time for all other topics, and you can study for it. I got 86 for my SWEB, which is not bad. My recruiter said I did a fantastic job, and so I'm qualified for pretty much every single job out there. Yeah, I believe you can do it. It's not hard. You just have to use the right strategy. And the second is the medical screening. All right, now the real fun begins. The medical screening, this is where they make sure you are physically fit to serve. And when I say through, I mean through. Here's a rundown of what they check. The first thing we did get checked is the vision and hearing. They will test your eyesight with a standard eye chart and check for color blindness. And for hearing, you sit in the soundproof booth and press a button every time you hear a beep. And it's kind of like playing a game, but way less fun. It's pretty easy for this kind of process. And if you wear glasses or contact, that's no problem. But for people who wear contacts, make sure if your contacts is one day, one-time use, make sure you have a backup one in your pocket, because you have to take that out and you can put a new one in. That's what I did. So if you have a backup one, that'll be easier. If you don't have a backup one, you have to watch the. It's gonna be a little bit tricky. But if you are using the weekly one or monthly one, make sure you bring the containers with you. That way you can put it inside and put it back after the test. That's one tip. And for hearing, just one small tip is you got to understand what you're doing. You got to press that every time you hear a beep. So for me at first, I wasn't, because it started real quick. It started beep, 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 and you haven't oh, it started already? Oh, I forgot to press it. So make sure you press that. And sometimes there's a really, really light sound. You just gotta be careful when you're carefully hearing that. If you're not sure, but you feel like there is one, I'm telling you, there is one. So just press it, okay? Second is the heights and weights. They will measure your heights and weights to make sure you're within the acceptable range for your age and gender. And if you're even slightly off, you might have to come back another time. So they're very picky with these numbers. And the third is blood and urine test. Yes, you are giving both. The blood test is quick and painless, and the urine test, well, let's just say you're not getting any privacy. So for guys, 4 guys went to in the bathroom. It's a special bathroom. They only have the urine, sink. And then 4 people standing there, you pee. They give you a cup. You pee into the cup. And there's one guy standing next to on the side, so he can see 4 of you guys at the same time to see you actually peed in that cup. I don't think anybody would use other people's pee poured in the cup. That's what they preventing. That's why they have a person standing next to you. They prevent that some people use other people's pee. So I don't think that's ever happens, but that's just how this whole process is. You got to be watched by somebody else. You pee in a cup. So for me, a little bit embarrassing is I have a lot of pee. So I finished that cup and I still peed for about 20 seconds. So that's kind of funny. I think a lot of people do that. They have to hold their pee until the urine test, because if you went to the bathroom beforehand, you don't have any pee for the exam. That's gonna be, you have to wait for there and wait for your pee comes. So for women, for girls, you're also gonna be a lady who watch you guys to pee, and 2 girls at each time, and 1 female surgeon while standing there watch you guys pee, put in the cup. Same process as guys. And the next thing is physical exam. So this is the part everyone talks about. You strip down to your underwear. Yes, make sure don't wear funny or weird underwear. Just the normal underwear. You better not put any pictures or anything like special letters on your underwear. Just put a normal one, and in a room full of other recruits. No, not every. Well, they will be outside of that room, so you will be inside a private room with medical technician and another person watching you guys. So if your medical technician is a woman and you're a guy, so there will be another guy, male worker, standing next to you guys just to observe. And same thing for women, that if you guys going to the physical exam and there is the technician is a guy and there will be a woman, female workers standing next to you guys just to make sure. That's how it works. And so you basically have your underwear, only have your underwear, and they check on everything. You get a duck walk, those kind of things. And the last part, yes, you gotta take down your pants, basically being naked, and they're gonna check your bowl. For guys, they're gonna put the gloves on and touch your bowls and make sure it's good. And also you gotta standing facing your back to them and fall down like this and hold your butt, and so she can check your butt, basically. So I'm telling you, yes, it's awkward, it's embarrassing, but that's just how it is. You just make sure you follow their directions 100%. The faster you get this done, the shorter the acronyms is. If you last longer, the acronyms is just last longer. You see what I mean? And make sure you take a shower before you go there in the morning, so that way it makes yourself a little bit more, less stressed. If you don't shower, then if you don't take shower before going there, it's your problem. If you don't take shower after you go there, it's their problem. So whatever. And the number 5 is doctor's evaluation. Finally, you will meet with the doctor, goes over your medical history and checks everything from your heart, your lungs, your joints, and reflex and everything. So they will ask you a question: Hey, where's this scar coming from? What's that? And why you have this kind of scar on your leg? What happened? Tell me what happened. Just saying, I don't know. It's just maybe playing sports, and it's a small thing. And whatever they ask you, just say no. Do you have any of these? No. Do you have that? No. Just be ready to explain. But don't lie. I'm not telling you to lie, but I'm just telling you how to answer their questions smartly. The final thoughts: going through MEP is no joke, no joke. The rules are strict, the process is through, and you're constantly being evaluated. And the people who wore the uniform or wore the doctor's white shirt, whoever that is, they're not your friend. Make sure don't tell them everything about yourself. They're not your friend. Just be there, follow their directions, follow their instructions, and finish everything as you're supposed to, and that's it. So if you're planning to join the military, my advice is simple: prepare, follow the rules, and stay focused. And hey, if you got any questions about the process, drop them in the comments. I'll be happy to help. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Stay motivated. The next video, I'm going to talk about MOS, which is Army jobs. Thank you guys for watching. Bye bye.